All right, guys. Today we're gonna be reacting to Andrew Wilson, Chuck's The Girls, with What Women Bring to the Table. Let's jump in.
I have a partner, and this is one of the values that I think a woman can bring to my life. So if she can alleviate certain things in my life that make my life easier, and in so doing, I guess, let's say her earning potential is $70,000 a year. My earning potential is $5 million a year. If she can alleviate my time so that I can boost my income by 10%, wouldn't it make the most sense that she just stays at home and supports me in all the ways that she can support me, and I can bring in an extra $100,000 or $200,000 a year, versus her working a full-time job to make
Good point.
$70K when she could help me make 100, 200 extra, 100, 200K extra a year by staying home and helping me in my mission.
I wonder if this is even the right way to look at it. But before I weigh in, I'll let the gals answer.
Help mate? Oh, have them answer what? My thing?
Yeah. Well, I was just my only thing is I think, and this is due to practical experience, of course. I don't have enough data to make this claim as being something which is solid. But this is just from kind of a mixture of anecdote and then what I perceive. Men will go through absolute hell on earth in order to take care of their women and their family, if they just have this kind of minimum threshold which is given to them. And the thing is that there's so much willfulness. It's almost like what happens is if you give somebody too much, they just begin to expect more and more and more. And I think that this is what has happened in modernity with women, is that even kind of these basic things, like the idea that Brian says, well, I'd like a woman to bow after I get out of the fucking mines and I go up with coal all over my face and I just brought home $200,000 this year. This can't make some noodles for me? That's the thing, right? It's like, it's a legitimate criticism in many ways, because what's really being said here is like, look at everything I'm bringing to the table. And I every day, day in, day out, and I don't complain, I don't whine, and I ask for such a small amount, and even then we have to quibble about it. And that's really what that's about, right? The bow has nothing to do with anything other than just show me that I actually matter, and that all of modernity, which kisses women's asses, even though it's built on the backs of men, that you actually respect the fact that that's done. And that's all that's really being asked. And so I almost wonder if even this is the wrong way to look at it, right? The way that Brian looks at it. I think that women should be grateful. They should be grateful. They live in the best society ever, and it's all built on the backs of not them. The air conditioning, which enables them to even exist, everything which allows them to exist in modernity, is built by men, and they're the most ungrateful, snot-nosed brats about it that you've ever seen. And there's really no cause for it, because they bring nothing to the table, none of them, including the old bags here, who bring nothing to the table by their own admission except their and that, to me, is why, and when asked, this is all you get. I bring love and affection. You don't bring to the table. And that's why you can't even answer the damn question, no matter how many times we ask it. And it makes me sick, because that is modernity.
Wow. Ryan, bro. Hey, shout out to Ryan. A lot of people just heard that.
No matter how many times we ask
He has
it,
a point,
and
man.
it makes me sick, because that is modernity.
Rinderu.
Well, first of all, I don't know if that is being addressed to Asia and I, or being addressed to women in general, but you did point us out. However, you have no clue, like...
Good. What do you bring to the table besides your... Give me a real example. If you want a man to take care of you for the rest of your life, what do you bring to the table except your bunch of baggage?
Damn.
I'm bringing a lot. Like I said earlier, if you're listening.
Well, let's start with the
I'm a good
baggage you bring,
listener.
and then we'll move on to the awesome
Negative
stuff you bring. Let's start with the
100
baggage.
donated $100. Wilson, well said.
All right. Thank you, Negative 100. He wants
Let's
you to
start with the baggage
start with the
first.
baggage.
Okay, my baggage personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 kids. I was in a
Boo.
marriage for 20 years.
Boo. Marriage for 20 years and 3 kids, but let me divorce her. What did that say, guys? What did that say? What did I say? She left a guy for her own narcissistic wishes. That's what it says. Wow, 20 years and 3 kids.
And basically, that's it. I'm
That's
single
it?
now.
Do you realize how monumental what you just said was, that you have 3 children and most of your life was taken by another man for 20 years? You can't give another man children? What are you bringing to the table, really?
I've never dated a man anyways that wants more children. And second of all, I'm not
Lot of
looking
baggage.
for a man to marry. I would like to have a companion. And if I do find the right man, I'll marry again. However, I'm not out there searching for a man to care for me.
You're not. She is. But if you're not, then what else are you bringing to the relationship besides, again, just your vagina, really? Like, what are you really bringing to a man that he's just really going to desire? What makes you so special that you stand out besides this one attribute? Honestly.
Honestly, I'm going to
Yeah.
say I am a great cook, great cleaner. I know how to communicate well. And I know how to please a man.
Yeah, and the men that you end up with have to be exceptional. They have to be exceptional in their field, or they can't bring home the kind of money which would be required to take care of you and whatever the graduation gifts for your kids are.
Well,
whatever
first of all,
the
no,
whatever the things are which are necessary to move over to the
I've
resources to
dated-
your children, your offspring, right?
I've dated men that make less money than me, and I never had a problem with that at all.
Well, you're not with them for a reason, right?
Well, it had nothing to do with financials.
Sure, I'm sure it didn't. It just happened.
You know what's crazy? They always say that. I used to be with a brokey. I used to be. Not true. I used to be with a brokey. But you're not with the brokey anymore. But there's a reason why. Not true. I slept with the brokies. My ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband used to be a brokey. But you're not with the brokey anymore.
Be a happenstance that they made less than you and you're still not with them, right?
Had nothing to do with the reason why we're not together.
course.
Honestly.
Okay. I believe you.
Uh-huh.
But in any case, no, I don't really see much in the way of attributes. I don't think that either of you are particularly stunning. I don't think you're particularly funny. I don't think you're particularly engaging. And if you can cook and clean, great. So can all of the 20-year-old girls who are sitting there right next to you, all of them.
Damn.
So what exactly are you bringing that's so monumental that
Destroy
offsets the
them.
baggage to age
That's a huge neck. Those people that are old school pickup artists, that was a neck.
to a relationship, why somebody should pick you? That's the question. And it's not even to be mean. It should just be pointed. It should just point out something that's obvious to men and that women just kind of
Don't wanna
pretend
hit-
doesn't
yeah.
exist.
Well, you can ask that question to anybody, man or woman, right?
You can, and that's why I'm asking it to you.
Yeah. Well, friendship. If you find the right match with the right person, friendship,
Oh my God.
quality, personality, companionship, someone that you can laugh with, someone that you can share stories with.
Yeah, they can
and
do
just
all
go
that with a
through daily
25-year-old.
activities with and have fun with.
They can do all that with a 25-year-old.
You sure can. You sure can. But you know
That's my
what?
point, though. It's like, so what are you really bringing to the table
Well, I
here?
can
That's
say
so
the same
great.
thing.
You know?
I could date a younger guy, but I choose not to because you're not on the same page, like mentally,
Well, hang
emotionally.
on. You can a younger guy. That doesn't mean he's going to marry you.
True.
Yeah, and that's most older women have this experience. Yeah, younger
That's
men will bang them,
stereotyping,
but they ain't
though.
going to marry them, and they ain't going to be with them long term. You can't give them kids, and so they end up dumping you. That's what happens. In fact, this gal next to you said she had that very experience. She dated a younger man, and he decided, you know, I actually want kids, and you can't give them to me. These are some big, that's all, by the way, all of that is baggage, all of it. You can't give them kids, that's baggage. If you have kids, that's baggage. If you XYZ, that's all baggage. It's not just I have an ex-husband and I have 3 children. It's I'm older, that's baggage 1. It's I have 3 children, that's baggage 2. I can't give you children, that's more baggage. All of this is baggage.
Everybody has baggage at a certain age, and that's why I feel like, for me personally, I like to date guys my age because we probably have equal amounts of baggage, right? I'm not going to be
No, I don't think you
unrealistic and
do.
date somebody that's a lot younger than
Well, I
me.
cannot believe when this is the perfect example when people say that females don't really mature. This is a very good example of this. She literally want to sound like a 25-year-old female. It's unbelievable.
Me that's going to view me as an older person with a lot of baggage.
Men your age, in comparison to you, are going to be highly pursued by almost all women in your age bracket. Most of them, because they've accrued a ton of resources. So your dating competition's even higher in your age bracket,
Oh, I
would
definitely
argue,
know that.
than in the 20s, right?
Right.
Yeah.
harder to
So I
date
mean,
the
the
older
thing
you
is
get.
you have to be exceptional in your age bracket to net these men, because for one thing, their libido is way down, right? They're not necessarily just looking at you for sex like a lot of the younger men would be. And so that's one of the big netting points that women have. I'm young and beautiful, and all these men want to bang me. And that's a big netting point, a big selling point. Men in your age bracket, their libido goes significantly down. Now you got to actually bring something to the table. That's why women in your age bracket have such a hard time netting a good quality man, right? Am I wrong?
No, I hear you. And our dating pool's so much smaller than when we're
Way
younger.
smaller. Yeah, way
So
smaller.
there's slim pickings.
Slim,
both sides,
slim
men and
pickings. So
women.
that's why it's not. I'm not asking these questions to be mean or cruel to you. I'm asking them pointedly because I understand that in your age bracket, the dating market's even more vicious in many cases than it is for younger people. Your options are way slimmer, and you have to be exceptional to stand out to men who don't just value you for your, which younger men do.
Right.
And so when I ask these questions, what do you bring to the table? That's what I'm asking it for. So, what do you, now that you understand, what do you bring to the table?
I just told you earlier.
Oh,
Go ahead and tell me again.
Friendship, good personality, someone to talk to, someone to support. I would definitely support him emotionally, good conversation, a buddy to go places with, to travel, to hang out with.
And what makes those
She just want a lesbian. She just want a lesbian husband, I guess. I don't know. Like, she just basically want to take advantage. She just want all these privileges, right? With not knowing what the other person wants.
Stay up at
qualities?
late nights.
Sure. What makes those qualities exceptional in comparison to other women in your same age bracket?
I'm a good listener, and I'm down to earth. I'm not fake or phony.
Right? She thinks she's a
Okay.
little girl.
Wait,
All right.
Do you have fake titties?
I'm not fake or phony on the inside.
Oh my God, I'm
Ah.
so sorry.
Well, didn't you just hear him? Our dating pool is
I-
slim and picking, so we got to be above and beyond, right? To attract.
But you said you're not fake, but
I'm talking personality-wise, internally.
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No, we don't know.
Sorry.
We don't know.
Crickets.
Yeah. Cue the crickets.
It's actually an interesting phenomenon. You know, if I were to ever start a dating show, I think I would probably focus mostly on 45 to 55, even to early 60s people. And the reason is because the dating market there, I have so many people reach out to me who are in this age bracket.
GMD Jim donated $99. Andrew Wilson. Nailing IT again. We can hire a cook, house cleaner and escort, if so desired. We also have friends. What makes all that baggage worth IT?
Yeah, I was just kind of going to dive into this. But the number one complaint that I hear from men in this age bracket, in their 50s especially, is like, look, my libido is way down. I don't value women anymore the same way I did in my 20s, where I wanted to have sex every single day, multiple times a day in many cases, this type of thing, right? So the women in their 20s,
Old Man Marine donated $100. Andrew, you're amazing. Ex-wife never satisfied, never happy or grateful even though I made more money every year. Vacations,
Yeah.
jewelry, health ins for 4 of us. She thinks she can do better. Now she broke.
Yeah, that's a very common story
Very,
too. But anyway,
that's a very common too, right? All of a sudden you say no, I'm not gonna do it. Then say okay, I'm gonna get the divorce. She start dating outside the marriage, one after the divorce. Then all of a sudden she just go back, want to just get back to you because she want to get back to you not because she want to be saved. It's because she thought low about you. She thought she was better than you, and that's why she divorced you.
yeah, so this is what I hear commonly in this age bracket is because I don't value those things, right? The women that I'm looking for, they need to bring me one thing, one big quality, which is that I don't have to take care of all their bullshit, and they fracture my peace, right? They fracture my peace. And so what is the point of me having a companion, right? If I'm only going to have with her, once a week because my libido is way down, if she brings all this baggage to the table that I then have to deal with. That's the number one complaint that I hear. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Men in their 50s, not going to be boning as much as men in their 20s. Makes total sense. Women in their 50s, of course, they can still, have the same kind of libido, but it goes down for them too. And so they're asking, what is me as an established man in my 50s, let's say, I have all these resources. Why the fuck should I share them with her? And I don't have a great answer to that. What are the things that they're bringing to the table where you should share those resources with them? And every time I ask the women this, they kind of come up with the same type of answers. Well, I'm funny, I'm cute, I'm snarky, I'm quirky, I have all these different things, but they're like, all of them are like that. And so this is kind of where I end up, just kind of trying to understand, right? I'm trying to understand from your perspective.
No, Andrew, you went to a rant there. I don't think these people are ready to understand that. I don't even think they want to understand it, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next.